Welcome to Cape Ann Report. I'm Maureen Aylward, your host. Cape Ann Report is a weekly program that looks at different kinds of events and programs that are happening on Cape Ann. For this show, I have the pleasure of having Lesley Davison, who's a mosaic artist and running Mosaic Gloucester, as well as Martha Wood, who's a project manager on a grant that we'll learn more about, and also Dawn Turcotte, general manager of Americold. Lesley, Dawn, and Martha, welcome to Cape Ann Report.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
So we're here to discuss this really exciting project that Lesley is championing, and it's a wonderful thing for our community in Gloucester. And Lesley, let's hear from you first about Mosaic Gloucester. Can you tell us what it is and how you've been inspired and what we have to look forward to? And we'll get into some of the details as we discuss.
Well, how I've been inspired, it's a long story, so we'll go entirely into that. But I grew up here. I went away. I lived in South Florida for a number of years, and when I moved back, I felt I had done mosaic projects in South Florida, and I thought, oh, I don't care about those places, that as much as I care about Gloucester, and I wanted to do the same thing here. And I wanted it to be not just my story about Gloucester. I wanted it to be the community's story about Gloucester. It's changing, and I wanted to capture what it is I love about Gloucester.
And so this is a very large mosaic mural, really.
Yeah.
And it's going on the Americold building on Rogers Street.
Rogers Street, correct.
Right. And so you've started the project, Mosaic Gloucester.
Yes.
And tell our viewers what it's going to be about.
Okay, so it's a large project on an even larger wall. It's not going to cover the Americold building wall is vast.
It's enormous.
It's only going to be a part of it. So what I've started is interviewing people around Gloucester and getting their stories. I want to get more stories. I want it to be people from all different walks of life and all different parts of Gloucester. And then I've also started making tiles with people in the community that we're going to use in making the mosaic. So some of the tiles I'm making, but other tiles people from the community are making.
So you're making the mosaics based on these stories that you're interviewing people and their stories, and so you're going to make a tile out of this story.
So it will be made out of multiple tiles, but yes. So let's say it was about Don at Americold. I'm just using him because he's standing right here. But it would be multiple tiles that made up the image of his face, and let's say it was him, building a dory. So then it would be tiles that made up that image.
Yeah.
And then there's other tiles that are just, background color pieces that are
made by members of the community.
Exactly. And those tiles also have texture on them. So we were at City Hall the other day making tiles with the people that work at City Hall. There were tiles that were of City Hall. There are tiles that are fish or seagulls or different kinds of boats. The textures of the tiles are incorporated in the whole.
Well, what's a wonderful thing about this project is that it is all about community. It is about Gloucester, and you're reaching out to different parts of Gloucester and different, sections and neighborhoods and so forth. And you're having these programs so that people can come and make them, so that they'll be included on the Americold wall. How often are these opportunities going to happen?
Well, I don't really have a set schedule, but as needed and as wanted, if people are interested, they should reach out. I would, if they have a group that they'd like me to come do the tile making, I'm happy to go where.
So viewers can get in touch.
Viewers can get in touch,
and if they have an idea, and they can be part of that part of it too.
Exactly.
Or stories.
But for coming up, for example, I'm going to be doing tile making at the Hive, and I'm going to be doing tile making at the Sea to Supper dinner for the Fishermen's Wives. Those are just two that are coming up. We're going to go to Americold, work with the employees there, and so different, all different kinds of venues.
Yeah, it's really exciting. And so, let's bring in Martha and Dawn. Martha. This project is sort of multi-funded, And could you talk about the different ways that it's funded? Of course, Mosaic Gloucester is part of the National Endowment for the Arts, Our Town, Our Gloucester grant that has been awarded to a number of different partners there. But could you speak to how this all is happening?
Sure. This basically came together through the Gloucester Arts and Culture Initiative, which is funded by the Massachusetts Cultural Council, had funding for the arts in Gloucester. And at the same time, I was approached by Americold saying we would like to have some sort of project on our wall. Met Lesley, heard about her project, and sort of served as the connector, sort of saying, let's put them together. The project is very large scale. There's a lot of fundraising to be done. So some money came in through the Mass Cultural Council and the Gloucester Culture Initiative. We've received some funding out of the Boston Foundation, the Bruce J. Anderson Foundation. But then there is this Our Town grant, which is an NEA creative placemaking grant, which will be funding a bunch of arts activities in Gloucester over the next year, which are all looking at different ways of telling the Gloucester story. So as you know, the Fish Tales from the Gloucester Writers Center will be involved. The Folklore Theater Company will be involved. The library will have a speaker series on innovation. And the Gloucester Meeting House Foundation will be continuing with their music series in terms of looking at music of different cultures of Gloucester. And so Mosaic Gloucester will be part of that. The other thing which we've just started right now is we have a challenge grant from Mass Development through Patronicity, which is a crowdsourcing campaign. So it's like a GoFundMe or a Kickstarter, but it's called Patronicity. And if we can raise $7,500 by September 12th through, small grant, donations, big donations, whatever, we will receive $7,500 from Mass Development.
And this is just for the Mosaic.
That one's just for Mosaic Gloucester.
Yes.
We've gotten donations of $5. We've gotten donations of $500. So, every little bit counts.
Right, every
It's
little
great.
bit counts.
Yeah.
And
to
if people
make this
go,
happen.
there's to the site and look at it, there are different sort of award levels that if you give a certain amount of money, then you can have a tile made will be made in your name to
really sweet.
show that honor your donation. But at other levels, Lesley's actually making tiles with certain themes that will be like refrigerator magnets. So if you donate, I think it's $100. I'm not sure. Then you can get a piece of the mosaic for your home to hang at home.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So Americold, of course, is important here because it's your wall on Roger Street across from Dunkin' Donuts there, and the Walgreens Plaza there, where the building is across the street. That's where it's going to be put up.
Correct.
Right?
And so we're really excited about it, Maureen, from the perspective that, Americold has been here since 1960. It supported the waterfront when the fishermen used to deliver product right to our doorstep, and we'd store it in the refrigerated warehouse. And now we have an opportunity to, connect with the rest of the community. And every day they drive up and down Roger Street, they'll be able to see this beautiful mural on the side of the building. And it's going to grow. And the individuals that work for Americold are excited about the opportunity to make tiles. Some of them have actually, been on ships and been captains of ships back in the day. So it's really exciting for the team.
It's a wonderful project. I know it's really exciting to know that the cement wall at Americold is going to be, beautified. It's just exciting to think that all that traffic that goes by will see this beautiful.
Yeah,
work
it'll
of
have
art by
little
Lesley.
bits of mirror in it, so it'll twinkle. You see it at night and during the day.
Yeah, it's very exciting. And I was thinking too how wonderful it would be for the community to be able to step right up to the building and find their tile or find a piece of something or see that person's story that you're developing. I don't know, it's wonderful wonderful thing to bring all these things together.
I was actually at City Hall last week, and I was talking with the mayor, and she was so excited about the opportunity to put the mural on the side of the building, or the Americold building. It was surprising. She caught me off guard because I didn't know she was making the tiles. It was really nice to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was wonderful business, art, and community sort of partnerships here that we
Coming
hear so
together.
much about.
Yeah.
It's not the only one, but there are so many of these that we don't necessarily hear about publicly that are just happening. And this is just a wonderful collaboration that came about through people talking to one another and then
It's true.
meeting it. And you said earlier something about the artist needing a wall. Could you?
Yeah, so I had been trying to sort of figure out a way to do this, and it was actually at last year's Sea to Supper dinner. I happened to be there, and I was talking to someone and saying, "Oh yeah, I really want to do this project." And she said, "Are you kidding me?" And she talked to Martha, and so here's Martha had a wall with no artist, and I was the artist with no wall. So it was this beautiful little matchmaking. It was
Right,
for.
exactly.
It's great. And while you're not necessarily specific with dates and that, people can connect with you through the contact information that's on the screen. They can also be part of this community building. Again, they could call you and find out where, or
Reach
ask
out
you
and so either
have
for
a
the-
place for
if
it.
they have a story, if they have a site where I could come make tiles with them, or of course, financial donations are always nice too. But,
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Of course. But that's another way of partnering with community, which I think is so important. It's an exciting project, and the timeline. You think? Give us a rough timeline. So I know you don't have these specific dates.
in at present, we're making tiles, getting stories. So that's sort of going to be going on for a while, and then in the spring it'll start coming together. As I've gathered more style, enough stories to design the whole thing, and then put it together. So the goal is to have it up next summer.
Oh, so by next summer you'll have something up.
Yeah.
And it's possible that it could grow. Now,
No,
how big is it going to be?
So the wall is big.
The wall is really big.
The wall is huge.
And I would be really excited if the story that we told encompassed the entire wall. There is no limit to what we've boxed you in with. It's like
Lesley, are you ready for that?
it's a lot of
We
work.
only
and
have
it's
10
a lot of
fingers.
time. But it's really about partnering with the community, sharing the stories that so many people have, which are just great stories to tell. And then for all those who visit Gloucester, they're going to walk up and down the street, because there are many people that walk up and down the street, and they'll be able to see it and, maybe go on Facebook or some other type of app and really understand the culture of the city.
Yeah. I mean, I got to say, the people of Gloucester can tell some colorful stories. So.
Yes, they can.
And that's one of the things I love so much about this project is it's not one person saying, this is the Gloucester story. It's opening it up to everybody and saying, what is the Gloucester story from your point of view, and bringing that. And that's what we can present, that to, people that are visiting and to our own community, and something that, everybody can be proud of.
And then there will be this beautiful work of art on the building, and so many people will be thankful that it's there. And I love this project. I love this collaboration, business and artists and people, and the whole engagement of the community. I think it's wonderful.
Yay.
Well, we're out of time. So Lesley, Davison, thank you so much for being
Thank you
here.
for having us.
Turcotte, thank you from Americold, and Martha Wood from the NEA project and Project Grant. Folks, please check out the Facebook page, the website, and find out when the next Mosaic Gloucester opportunity is there to make a tile. Until the next time on Cape Ann Report, take care.